Hello everyone, it's Karen saying good doing everything. Today I'm going to do something a bit different. Now, this video was inspired by Richard McCook. He does like various videos where he does like favourite LP tracks, 20 LP tracks of a specific artist. So I thought I would do something similar, but I'm going to do my first one, which is for Bruce Springsteen. Now this was very difficult because Bruce has done a lot of great albums and there are a lot of great songs on those albums. So it's going to be, it was a bit of a challenge, but I somehow managed to find a good list which I've got written down. So I'm going to go over all the tracks and the albums and they come from, maybe mention some honourable mentions at the end. So the first one up is from the album Darkness on the Edge of Town, and it's the song Something in the Night. Yeah, the piano intro at the start's great, and then the drum roll, it just builds up, and then it builds up to the song. Yeah, great song. One of my favourite ones from the Darkness album. But there's loads of great ones from the Darkness album. So yeah, Something in the Night, definitely one of the great ones. Next one up is number 9, so that was number 20. At number 19 we have The Price You Pay from the album The River. This is from like near the tail end of the album. This is a great song. I like the harmony vocals, the harmonica, piano, guitar stuff, music's great, song's great, one of my favourite ones. Yeah, Price You Pay, one of my favourites from The River in 1980. Okay, now we're going over to Cautious Man, which is number 18, which is Cautious Man from this album Tunnel of Love. It's just, I think, Bruce on the acoustic guitar with keyboards. Really nice, slow, kind of soft acoustic song. Yeah, one of my favourite ones from the Tunnel of Love album. One that sort of play quite often sometimes. I haven't played it for a wee while, but I sometimes do play that song now and again. I haven't played this album for a while, which I might try and play this album again. But yeah, really great song, Cautious Man, one of my favourites. Okay, now we're going to go over to number 17, which is the song I've picked is probably one of most people's favourites, Downbound Train, and I think that's a great song from this album. It's great lyrics, great song. You know, it's kind of like one of Bruce's storytelling songs, you know, about a guy who he had a great job, he had a girlfriend, but then things fell apart for him. And he felt like he was, and pretty much how his life was going was a downbound train, and it's one of my favourites. It's also one of my dad's favourites too. Yeah, great song, one of my favourites, and it's something that, you know, I can definitely relate to because we've all been on a downbound train at some point in life, you know, and it's a song that people can relate to, in a way. So yeah, great one, Downbound Train from Born in the USA in 1984. That was number 17. Number 16, we're going back to Darkness, and for Racing in the Street. Now, a bit of a long song, but no, not with long songs. Soft piano at the intro, and the music builds up a little bit. So some points in the music goes, and then another piano bit, and then it has like the band at the end, the tail end of the song. So yeah, really nice, slow, soft song, and it's probably a lot of people's favourite, that song, Racing in the Street, on the album. Okay, and I'm going to go, now we've done quite a lot of the older albums, we're going to go to his recent one in 2020, Letter to You, and the song I've picked is Song for Orphans. Quite a nice, long song, the harmonica at the start, vocals and lyrics are good, and the music's good too. This was a song that Bruce had probably since the 70s. He played it on the 2005 Devils and Dust tour, and then he re-recorded it in 2019 for this album, Letter to You, which is a superb album. I like many of these albums, and yeah, Song for Orphans is really good, and he probably saved this for a great album, definitely. Something I think he had since 73 or something like that, 72, so something that he'd had probably since the 70s, so yeah, really great song, that one. Really one of my favourite ones from the album, Letter to You, great album. Actually been playing that quite a bit recently. Okay, that was 15, and number 14, we have No Surrender from the Born in the USA album. Really great upbeat rocker. It's like Bruce talking about some high school days that they busted out of class. You learn more from a 3-minute record you ever learned at school, which is lyrics I can really relate to. But yeah, it's about, you know, Bruce's young days, and I think it's one of the songs that sort of pays tribute to the friendship with Steve Van Zandt, who's the guitarist. Steve had left by Born in the USA, but he has since rejoined the E Street Band. So yeah, great one. No Surrender. Number 13 is also a favourite of my dad's. It's from this album, Lucky Town, in 1992, and it's the song Living Proof. Now this one's a really good one. This is a good rock song. I think it's something that anybody can relate to, because my dad always says that it's about, having children, and he can relate to that song. Like many people can relate to this song. So, yeah, really, really good song, Living Proof. Even the version on, if I can find it, I like the version on the MTV Plugged record as well, so that's one I like listening to quite often. Okay, number 12, we're going to go to Long Time Coming from the 2005 album Devils and Dust, and I really like the song. It's quite a good song. The chorus says it's been a long time coming, but now it's here, which is something that I can relate to for certain events. So yeah, this is a really good song. The acoustic guitar is good as well. Lyrics, pretty much lyrics are great, and anyway, and yeah, lyrics are great. So yeah, good song, one of my favourites from the Devils and Dust album, Long Time Coming, which is probably one of the most well-known songs of the album, I think. Okay, back to 2020's Letter to You, and the last track on the album is I'll See You in My Dreams, which lyrically you can sort of sing, he's singing about Clarence and Danny, the two E Street Band members who have both sadly passed away over the years. But it's a great song to sort of end the album on, I think, and yeah, one of my favourites. And when the Letter to You tour comes to Scotland, I really want to see this song live, because it's one of my favourites, and I definitely want to see him playing this album live when he eventually does this Letter to You tour, which I think will probably be next year. But yeah, really great song, I'll See You in My Dreams, from the 2020's Letter to You. That's at number 11. And at now we're going to the top 10. So number 10, we have Drive All Night from The River in 1980. This is, again, just after The Price You Pay on this album. It's quite a long song, like 8 minutes, but it's one of my favourites. It's like a soft, slow song, and the saxophone in the middle is just great. Definitely one of the late great Clarence Clemens' sax solos in the E Street Band. Yeah, Drive All Night, one of my favourites. Quite a nice soft, slow song that pretty much a good one of the closing ones off the album, side 4. You think about side 4 on The River, it's only like one really upbeat, one sort of, and two really slow ones that finish off The River. So yeah, a really good way to finish the album, I think. So there's number 10. Number 9 is I Wish I Was, is from the Human Touch album in 1992 as well, and it's I Wish I Were Blind. Yeah, one of my favourite ones. The keyboards and the music is good. I do like this. The studio version is good, but again, like Living Proof, I prefer the version on this one. It's in a different key to the one on this album. So, but still a good song nonetheless, I Wish I Were Blind. It's one that Bruce has really played live in recent years. He played it a lot on the Human Touch and Lucky Town tours. He's played a lot on that tour, and he did it for the MTV in concert MTV Plugged album. But after the Human Touch tour, aside from a few shows in like the 2000s, it's not really been played live, and it's something I really would like to hopefully see him play live in the future one day. But yeah, one of my favourites. It's a song that never really gets looked at in Bruce Springsteen's catalogue. One of my favourites. I Wish I Were Blind. Number 8 is one of my favourites, and speaking of surprises, it's I'm Going Down from Born in the USA. Now, I might cheat a little bit in this. I know this was a single, but it never really cracked anything in the charts, so people might remember it from the Born in the USA album. But this song is one of my favourites. One of my favourite ones. And it means a lot to me as well, because this was a song I saw Bruce do live, and it was a complete surprise to me that he'd done this live. And yeah, because when I saw him at Hampden, this was one of the ones he'd done. I think it was one of like he often does this with his fans, like they come to his concerts with like these little cardboard request signs, and he'll pull them up, show them to the band, and then they'll play that song, if they know it or not. But yeah, I'm Going Down's been one of my favourites. Even before that concert, it was a big favourite of mine, and it was something that, just means a lot to me when I saw him do this live. Yeah, one of my favourites, I'm Going Down. Number 7, now this was never a single in Britain, but it's Fade Away. Again, another slow one off The River. I picked a lot of slow ones from The River, I don't know why, but anyway, so yeah, Fade Away, it's a soft, slow song. The organ solo from Danny Federici at the start, vocals and lyrics are great. I really like the music in this song, really nice, soft, slow one on this album, Fade Away on The River. Number 6, we're going to the 70s, with Born to Run, and the song on here is Backstreets from this album. yeah, one of my favourites, the piano intro at the start, and then the drum roll comes in and then it just goes into the song. Yeah, great song. One of my favourites. Lyrics well, great too. Yeah, a lot of great ones. Really great songs. A lot of good ones of this album, definitely. And it's probably a lot of people's favourite too. Backstreet's from Born to Run at number 6. Now we get to the top 5. Number 5, again from the River, is the song Stolen Car, which I really like. It's like a slow, soft song, just the piano and Bruce, and I think a guitar as well, and an organ at the end. Really, really great song, one of my favourites from this album. And it's one that really doesn't get, again, it doesn't really get talked about. It's one of my favourites from this album. It's one that just, I feel, doesn't get talked about, you know. But, again, great song, one of my favourites off this album. Yeah. Number 4, we're going to, again, Devils and Dust with Matamoros Banks, which is the closing track off this album. I like it. It's a soft, slow acoustic number with, I think, a keyboard as well. I think so. At least I'll check the inner sleeve. Yeah, keyboards. I think Bruce does all the instruments in the song except for a string quartet. They do the strings. But yeah, really great song. One of my favourites. A soft, slow, a great closer for Devils and Dust. One of my favourites. Just a nice, soft, slow one for this album, definitely. So that's from 2005's Devils and Dust. Now we get to the top 3. 1984's Bobby Jean from Born in the USA. Again, one of my favourite ones from this album. It's a song that Bruce wrote for the guitarist Steve Van Zandt, who had left. A bit like No Surrender was written about their friendship, and so is Bobby Jean. One of my favourites, you know, great lyrics, you know, great vocals. The saxophone solo at the end is, again, one of the best sax solos that Clarence Clemens did with the E Street Band. Again, you could say it with things like Sherry Darling, or whether it's a hit or whether it wasn't a hit, the Clarence sax solos just seem to make the E Street Band songs. Definitely. So, number 3, Bobby Jean. And now we get into the top 2. And number 2 is going to be Jungle Land from Born to Run in 1975. And I knew many people were thinking, oh, where's Jungle Land? Well, here's Jungle Land, number 2. It's like a little 9-10 minute or so operatic piece that closes this album quite well, I think. It's one of my favourite ones. The saxophone solo in the middle is one of the best saxophone solos in the history of music. If you don't know why, or you just probably have no idea what I'm talking about, go to YouTube and type Bruce Springsteen Jungle Land and you'll know what I mean. Or check out these songs that I've talked about in this video. So, yeah, really good one. Now, before I unveil my number 1, there's going to be some honourable mentions to ones that did not make the cut. These were great songs, but sadly a lot of them didn't make it. From the Rise now, I'm going to go with Waiting on a Sunny Day, and it's one that means quite a lot to me as well, because this was the first song I saw Bruce Springsteen sing live. My first song at my first concert, so Waiting on a Sunny Day. It's quite a nice song, something you can play on a sunny day. So that's one of the ones that did not make the cut, I'm afraid. And now, I'm not a big fan of this album, The Ghost of Tom Joad, but the one I would have picked was My Best Was Never Good Enough. Quite a nice soft solo acoustic song with a keyboard again. And it even mentions a couple of lines from Forrest Gump in it. So, yeah, pretty good song, that one from 1995. The Rise was 2002. So yeah, those are some examples of ones that did not make the cut. And so, before we go on to our number 1, again, I might be cheating because this song was a single, but it's one of my favourite album tracks. Cadillac Ranch. This is a real rocker from the River. Especially the footage in Phoenix, Arizona from the 1980 River Tour concert. You can check that out on YouTube. Bruce Springsteen, Cadillac Ranch, The River Tour, 1980. Check that out. Great performance of that. And the saxophone solo in the end is great as well. It's a great rocker. Something you can play in the car and just turn up the volume on a sunny day too. Yeah, definitely one of my favourite songs from the River, Cadillac Ranch. So there we go, that was my favourite 20 favourite LP tracks from Bruce Springsteen. Hope you enjoyed this video. Like, comment, subscribe, and I might watch this and just think, oh, why didn't I include that? Or why didn't I include that song? Or this song? You know, I'll probably sit back and watch this and go, oh, why didn't I include this? Or why didn't I include that? You know, that might come to me eventually. I might do more of these 20 album tracks, things like from people like some of the other great artists I love. So yeah, hope you enjoyed this video. Like, comment, subscribe, and we'll see you next time.